So you may have heard of what's called a tritone substitution, but maybe you don't know what it means. So let's break it down. So you probably know that a tritone is a note that's 3 whole tones above or below another note. So if you have C, then a whole tone above that is D, another whole tone is E, and another whole tone is F sharp. So F sharp is the tritone of C. Works the same way going down too. Right? So then what's a tritone substitution? Well, it's when we take a chord and substitute it with its tritone equivalent. So if we're in the key of B flat, for example, then we have a standard 3-6-2-5-1 progression. You hear that all the time. Our 3 can be D minor 7. Our 6 will be G minor 7. 2 is C minor 7. 5 is F7. Then B flat for our 1. Now that sounds great on its own, but let's change it up a little bit. Let's tritone sub the 4th chord in that progression. So, D minor 7, G minor 7, C minor 7, B7, and B flat. Really this is C flat 7, but I'm just going to call it B7 for simplicity's sake. Now first of all, why B7? Well, because B is the tritone of F, or tritone apart, so this is the tritone sub, B7 instead of F7. Also, why does this work? Well, because the A is going up to B flat, the B is going down to B flat, the E flat is going down to D, and then if we want to make it a little more cohesive, instead of doing a regular B7 like that, we can do this. That's what you call a B7 altered. We take the 5 and bring it down from F sharp to F. It's also called a B7 flat 5 or a B7 sharp 11. I like that better because then it just resolves more nicely to the B flat. Let's take it another step further and tritone sub the 2nd chord. So we have D minor 7, C sharp 7, C minor 7, B7 altered, and B flat. Now again, C sharp, tritone of G, so instead of G minor 7, we have this C sharp 7. Now, why does this one work? Because the C sharp is going down to C, G sharp is going down to G, B is going down to B flat, and F is going down to E flat. Let's take it another step further, and this time tritone sub the 3rd chord as well. So start once again on D minor 7, C sharp 7, F sharp major 7, B7 altered, and B flat. I changed the inversion here because it's a little bit easier to explain that way. So F sharp, as I said, is the tritone of C. So that's our tritone substitution for C minor 7. It's F sharp major 7. Now, why does that one work? Because the C sharp is going up to E flat or D sharp, and the B flat is going down to A. And then bass notes are changing, and this F is staying the same. And what's great about this is that we can keep F in the soprano the whole time. Right? Great there. Now, something to keep in mind is that if you took music theory classes in school, you may recognize some of these or feel like they're a little bit familiar under different names. For example, we have the augmented sixth chords. So if we had tritone subbed the third chord but not the fourth, we could get now if we change this from a major 7 to a dominant 7, this is what's called a German augmented sixth chord, because we have, in this case, we have re, do, me, and fi. Sorry, just had to remember. Then 5, 7, then 1. Also for that, B altered 7, it kind of has the same function as a French sixth chord. And then if this were actually the 5, then this would be the 1 and would resolve to E flat. You could also do that in minor too. Right? So that might be where you might recognize it, but whatever name you call it by, I think it's a great way to spice up a chord progression, because we went from this to this. So, now you know about the tritone substitution.